So we have been talking about PECS boards, and this is the one that I created, and these can be used to help kids communicate that might have a hard time verbally or might just be struggling a little to be able to share what they want or need. So four of my categories, I see, I go. And I chose I go to add because it just fit with some of the images that I chose to put in this in the category. It just fit very well. You'll see that later. So my first category is snacks, which I have juice box, water, snacks, lunch, peanut butter jelly, breakfast, chocolate milk, and sandwich. So that's food. My next category is school, which I have backpack, art, morning circle, story time, homework, math, music, and recess. My third one is things, which I have sidewalk chalk, board games, computer, Play-Doh, toys, bubbles, sandbox, and medicine. And medicine is also one that wouldn't be used for every student, but I thought it was interesting to add because it might be something that you might deal with someday. Places, I have the bathroom, doctor's visit, dentist, school, play outside, movie theater, and library. And lastly, I have actions, which would be all done, thank you, help, later, please, my turn, more, and I want. So I thought adding the places would go with the I go. So they could always say like, I go to the dentist. And then they're letting you know that they are going to the dentist. If they want to tell you maybe what they're doing that weekend or why they won't be in class. Something as simple as that. So these are all on here with Velcro, and they can take them off, and this says breakfast, and they want breakfast. And I also like the actions because maybe as they get a little bit more advanced, they can say, I want breakfast, please, or to tell you after you had gotten it for them, they can say thank you. So to say that you already did it, they could just thank you for it, which I think is a nice tool. It adds a little bit more communication. Let's say you be more personal and allows them to know how when you're actually speaking verbally, there's cues that we learn to say thank you, please, different things like that I would think would be interesting and also nice for them to be able to use those as well. So they can just take these off and put them back in their spots. I also like the I go because they can do things such as go to this page and pick sandbox, put it right there, and they can also say go to play outside. So they say I go play outside in the sandbox. They could also add please or when is it their turn. There's multiple ones they could add there, so we'll put turn. So play out it would basically mean that they're saying I want to go outside to play in the sandbox. When is it my turn to go do that? Or they could say things as when is it my turn is another option, or I want please. There's multiple different ways for them to ask to go do something, which is also very nice because sometimes it's hard to pick up exactly what they're asking for just based off one little card. Such as the homework section in school, they could be asking, they could put the homework under homework and math, and like what is the homework and math, and many different ways. Or like if they want to go to math and play with the dough, like play with Play-Doh, they can tell you many different ways that they might see, want, or go somewhere, which I think is very interesting and very beneficial. And I think anybody that's communicating with a child that might be struggling a little with verbals could use this and do great with it and be very beneficial to them and the student, because it allows you to make connections with them that you might not be able to otherwise. I know my brother used this when he was younger, and I was young as well. I was probably about 9 and he was about 7, and he struggled with communication verbally for a while. Still even has some issues, but much more able to understand him. But for, I want to say, at least 5 years, he used a system like this where he would point. And even when I was 9, I knew that when he pointed to certain things, it meant he wanted to play, or he was hungry, or he wanted mom or dad. And it was just really good tool to allow me to communicate with him, even at such a young age. The last page, also with the actions, has sign language with them, which I think is also great because it kind of teaches them a little bit of that. So when they don't have this necessarily, they might be able to sign, and you might be able to understand if if it ever occurs where they wouldn't have this, that they might be able to use that if they somehow just pick it up, which might happen. I know my brother did pick it up by having similar cues like this, and I know like we picked up on some of them, just like stop or help or yes or no. Another tool that they can use is when they're going places. I have this little thing where they can clip it to their belt if they don't want it around their neck. I also have a lanyard with one that I use, but I don't put these cards in them. But I have one that's similar to this, and I put it on my lanyard, and I wear my lanyard around my neck because I lose it. So it might be better if it doesn't bug them to be around their neck, but if it bugs them around their neck, they can always clip it to their belt or right there, anywhere that's useful to them. And it just has some cards that they might need. So if they're going to lunch and they need to say what they want, they might like pull out the cheeseburger, or it might say excuse me if they want to tell them. So I have a lot in here. They could also, if they need any of those ones, they could also take them out and slide them right in and they'd fit, such as all done, pizza, hot dog, snack. This would be great if the kid is at recess or in another outside just playing and the kid needs to go to the bathroom. He could pull out that card and show the teacher and be like, I need to go to the bathroom, or that he's thirsty and wants to go get a drink. It's very useful for the child to be able to do that with a portable one that allows them to carry it around or use it with them. And it just is easy for the adults too to be able to communicate and not stress them out or the student, and just gives them a better opportunity to communicate and build that relationship rather than kind of pushing both people away and not being able to build a good foundation. So it's a good way to make connections with the kids and communicate and allow them to be able to be heard and give them a voice. And I think it's very useful, and I think it would be very beneficial. Thank you.